Hi, I'm Martine.
Hi, I'm Tammy. Welcome to Sip for Change.
So, Tammy, guess what?
What?
I've got an important international event coming up. I'm so excited, but also a little nervous.
That's so exciting! But yeah, I totally understand being nervous. I mean, planning an event is one thing, but planning an event in another country, whole nother level. International events come with their own set of challenges. It's like planning an event on expert mode.
Exactly, but you know what? They're also super rewarding, especially when you get the multicultural aspect right.
Oh, definitely. I'd love to pick your brain a little bit because I know you have a wealth of knowledge that you can share with us. I know you've organized events like all over the place, like Argentina, Sri Lanka, and Portugal, and I'm sure many other places, right? How do we make sure being respectful of diversity and equity and inclusion is a part of our event planning process and specifically in a different country? We'd hate to accidentally step on some cultural toes, right?
Of course, no one wants to end up with a big oops, didn't mean to offend anyone moment. The key is to be intentional about DI from the very beginning. Think about it like this. You're not just transporting your event to another place, you're adapting it to fit the local culture and community.
That makes a lot of sense. You also need to respect the destination and not use it as your own playground. So, where do we even start?
First things first, research. And I don't mean just a quick Google search. I'm talking about diving deep into the culture of the country you're working in, understand the traditions, customs, and social norms. Every country has its own way of doing things, from greetings to meal etiquette, and those small details can make or break the vibe of your event.
Oh, you know me. I love to learn about new places and cultures, especially their food, because my brain always navigates to food. So, can you help me give me some specific topics or areas I should focus on in my research, not just the food?
Well, for example, in some countries, hierarchy and titles matter a lot more. In places like Japan or South Korea, showing respect for elders or senior professional is a big deal. So you might need to rethink how you greet speakers or seat VIPs. Meanwhile, in Scandinavian countries, you'll find a more egalitarian vibe where everyone's on the same level, regardless of title.
Got it. So, no bowing in Sweden then.
Right. And that's just one part. You also need to consider the local workforce. If you're hiring vendors or contractors in that country, make sure you're respecting the labor laws and working conditions. What might be standard in your home country could be totally different somewhere else. It's about being ethical, not just practical.
That's a great point. So now that I've done my research, I've got a general sense of the culture. What are the other ways that I can start building that into the event?
One unique way would be to find a way to incorporate entertainment. Through entertainment, you can provide your guest with a cultural immersion experience.
Now we're talking my language. That sounds so much fun. It would also be a great way to create awareness and appreciation of the local culture.
Yep, and here's where multicultural event management comes into play. You want to blend local talent with diverse acts. Think about incorporating performances that celebrate the country's traditions, but also showcase other cultures. It's all about balancing respect for the local culture with the broader diversity your attendees might expect.
So, like booking a traditional flamenco group in Spain, but also featuring Latin American fusion band.
That's a great idea. That way, you're honoring the host country while also acknowledging the global diversity that might be in your audience. Latin Americans have emigrated a lot to Spain. I can talk about it. And it is still the case today. So the fusion became natural. And also make sure the entertainment lineup isn't tokenizing anyone. It should feel authentic, not like, oh, here's our obligatory diverse act.
Right. No one wants to feel like a diversity checkbox. But how do we ensure we're making that balance right? It sounds super overwhelming.
Agreed. The trick is to engage local experts, and this is where DMC's destination management companies come in handy. DMCs are your on the ground partners, and they know the language, the area, the suppliers, the culture, and all the little details like secret places that are easy to miss when you're not a local. And not to add that it will save you so much time.
That is so true. I love working with the DMCs. More often than not, they make my job so much easier. Not only can DMCs connect you with the best local vendors and talent, but they also know the cultural landscape inside and out. They can advise you on everything appropriate from entertainment to logistics, even legal requirements. Plus, they've got insider access that we might not ever get as foreigners. So they can help you find those unique venues, cultural experiences, and ways to integrate the local flavor seamlessly. It's such a win. I wouldn't even know where to start finding reliable vendors in a new country. And they can help make sure that you don't miss any cultural nuances, right?
Exactly. Think of them as your cultural safety net. They keep you from falling into those oops moments. So, like in your pre event communications, you'll be able to share cultural guidelines with the attendees. Let's take the example of Thailand. The weather is hot, but if your program includes visiting a temple, make sure your attendees bring in the suitcase clothes to cover their arms and legs. We don't want to miss that and have people out of the visit. Additionally, DMC can also help with sustainability. And on that topic, we know that moving an event across the globe has a pretty heavy footprint. Flights, logistics, all that. So, Tammy, how do we handle that side of things responsibly?
Yeah, moving an event internationally does have sustainability challenges. There's no sugarcoating the fact that international travel increases your carbon footprint. But that's where the right approach can turn a challenge into an opportunity.
How so?
Well, first, like you said, collaborating with the DMC can help because they can source local products and services for your event, cutting down on shipping, transportation needs. Instead of flying all your decor into the venue and all the staging and the food, you can use what's readily available locally. This not only supports the local economy, but significantly reduces your carbon footprint. Additionally, some venues, some regions, and some countries are already more sustainable and have circularity practices in place than other regions.
That's brilliant. So you're not just being environmentally conscious, you're also connecting your event to the local community on a deeper level.
Exactly. And you can also offer your attendees carbon offsetting options for their flights. Some international events partner with programs that plant trees or invest in renewable energy to counterbalance the emissions of air travel. It's not perfect, but it's the first and one of the right steps in the right direction where you can consider reducing your footprint. Like we said, you can also consider sustainable venues. Some countries have venues that are certified green and have implemented energy saving initiatives. We talked about this in the Paris Olympics. Working with local suppliers that have sustainable practices like renewable energy, minimizing waste, water conservation, these are all key. Also discuss in previous episodes, like we said, think about using digital tools to minimize paper waste, like virtual agendas, digital tickets, or even live streaming parts of your event so that not everyone needs to fly in.
That's smart, especially now that so many people are used to virtual and hybrid events. And on the plus side, international events are actually great for gathering people from different countries. This is the beauty of international events. You're bringing together people from diverse backgrounds and perspectives. There's nothing quite like creating a space where professionals from all corners of the world can meet, share ideas, and build relationships. It's like expanding your network exponentially in just one event.
And that diversity really can enrich the experience. Different languages and different perspective. It's like the world coming together for one shared goal.
Exactly. When you gather people from different countries, you're fostering cross-cultural exchanges that you just don't get in local-only events. People learn so much from one another. It's not just about business, it's about cultural understanding, breaking mental models, the stereotypes, and really embracing the global community.
So it's like turning sustainability and inclusivity into advantage. We're not just checking boxes, we're creating something bigger and meaningful than ourselves.
Exactly. That's what international events are all about. As we said, bridging cultures, respecting the planet, and making sure everyone, no matter where they're from, feels included and valued. When you get that right, the impact lasts long after the event ends.
All right, I'm ready to dive into this international event, DMCs and all. This is gonna be so awesome and exciting.
Yeah, to international events, respecting cultures, making sustainability a priority, and bringing the world closer.
Cheers to that. Let's get planning. And if you like this episode, don't forget to like it, share with your friends, and we hope to see you in our next episode.